What are the top 5 Social Security questions that I get as a financial planner? The answers in this video may surprise you. Welcome to another episode of the Financial Fast Lane. My name is Lane Martinson. If you're new to this channel, we discuss retirement planning topics, specifically for those age 50 and over. In this video, we're talking about the top 5 questions that I get as a financial advisor. Now, I've created several videos on different Social Security topics with hundreds and even thousands of comments on those videos. And so today I'm going to talk about 5 common or frequently asked questions. The first one is, how much can I expect to receive? That question may be phrased in different ways, but that's something that people want to know. How much are you actually going to receive? Now let me just show you first an average. Okay, so let's take a U.S. average for a married couple. If they, as of 2020, the average benefit is $2,340 combined. Okay, now if we use the historical COLA of 2.75%, after 10 years, that married couple would have received $349,000 in benefits. After 20 years, $776,000, and after 30 years, $1.4 million. So we're talking about a lot of money. Social Security is a big deal. It's a very important part of a Social Security, or rather a retirement income plan. Now, this averages can be misleading because there's such a diverse nation, and different states have different areas. They vary greatly. So let's look at an example of a single with a PIA of $22,500. Assuming starting Social Security benefits at full retirement age, you would receive $243,000 after 10 years, $831,000 after 20 years, and $1.6 million after 30 years. Okay, so here's an example of an actual client of mine. A husband and wife both worked and had long careers in healthcare. The husband's PIA $2,732, the wife's $2,029. After 10 years, their total received $477,000. After 20 years, $1.6 million. And after 30 years, $3.1 million. Now, as you can see, it's going to vary a lot depending on your earnings history and the size of your primary insurance amount. The PIA stands for primary insurance amount. The second question I get is, what is the best age to start benefits? Now, the answer to this question is much more complex than you might think. It really varies and depends upon your specific situation. Depends on your other income or assets, depends on your age, depends on your marital status, many things. So I have a video that specifically answers that question. If you go to my YouTube channel, you'll find this video right here. I will also put a link below. The third question has to do with, what if I die prematurely? Does my family receive any Social Security benefits? Now, if you're married, there is a spousal benefit. But the short answer is no. Social Security system is not like a savings account. A lot of times people feel like, well, I've been contributing in through my taxes for all these years. I should be able to get the money out that I put in. But Social Security is really an insurance program. It's not a savings program. And that point is something that is important to understand. It was designed to insure against living too long. That was the original purpose of Social Security. It has changed a lot over the years. But if you pay and work over many years, you retire, and then the next year you die, there is no inheritance that passes on. Now, if you're married, there is a survivor's benefit. So what that means is, if you and a spouse are both receiving a Social Security benefit, one of you dies, the larger of the two benefits becomes the survivor benefit. Okay, so, but outside of that, there is no death benefit for Social Security. Question number 4 has to do with the reliability of Social Security. Can I depend on it? And there's a lot of fear and concern about that because the Social Security Administration themselves, right on their website, they say, we have a shortage. So what is the reason for the pending shortage? Now, I created another video that specifically addresses that question. Actually, a couple of videos that you may want to look at. But something I would say here is that you want to understand how a trust works, right? So the Social Security Trust Fund, a trust is a legal entity. And a lot of times people feel like, some politician or president could just freely take money out of a Social Security Trust Fund at will, or Congress or whatever. It requires an act of Congress, right? So the trust is governed by law, and the only way that anything can change what happens with those funds is an actual act of Congress. It's a law that is passed and signed by the president, and so that happened once, and I'll let you just look at the other video for more details of that history. But the shortage is not due to mismanagement of the trust fund funds. It has to do with the demographics in our aging population. And I show you the statistics in this other video. So I'd encourage you to look at that. Number 5 is, are Social Security benefits taxed? Now, a lot of times, we think of Social Security as a tax, right, while we're working. It's the FICA tax that is going into Social Security. 6.2% of your wages is what goes into Social Security, and your employer puts in another 6.2. And if you're self-employed, you get to put in both, 12.4. So that's not what this question is about. The question is, in retirement, you're receiving Social Security benefits. Will those benefits be taxed? And the answer is, it depends on your situation. If you have no other income or assets, then you're not going to have taxes on your Social Security benefits. But if you have an IRA, a 401k, if you have rental income, if you work part-time, if there's any other income sources, your Social Security benefit can be taxed up to 85% as ordinary income. And so yes, taxes can happen on your Social Security benefits, and it can make a really big dent over time. And so there are strategies to address that. And again, I have another video where we go into more depth specifically on that topic. I hope you found this video beneficial, and any other questions that you have, feel free to make comments, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.